Dictionary.com defines an unplanned approach as impromptu, done without preparation, unwitting, done without awareness, spontaneous, done without thought. Wait a minute. That means you guys don't have a plan?
No.
Well, that's dumb. You might as well start the show.
Get out of here. Punk,
shit.
come down here and start playing around. Yeah, right.
Hey, Dad, can I be on the podcast? Yeah, we'll let you do the intro.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
So to change the subject a little bit, behind you, is that your art?
My daughter made that, actually.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Jason's trying to tell me he did this, but I think he lied.
Yeah, I drew Lucas Oil Stadium and all that good stuff behind us.
Oh, you got another one.
She did this one too, and like I'm very much into like Egyptian mythology
right,
and things like that. But I talked to a publicist. He called me, like this random publicist one day on Instagram, saw my stuff, and he was like, "Bro, I love your stuff. I have a few suggestions. Can we get on a call?" I was like, "Yeah." So I talked to him. Great guy, really appreciate it. But he told me, he was like, "Look, man, really big people are not going to go on your show with the Illuminati symbol sitting right behind you.
Only
you
it's
gotta
not
get
right. Right.
Right, exactly. It's not. But most people, when they see that, they think it's Illuminati. So I got rid of it for that. It's
that's crazy.
It's not worth it.
Never have put two and two together. So I did
They
notice
kind of
that
it's close. Illuminati. It's close to that.
it?
Yeah.
So the 999 means something, right? It means strength or what?
Okay, so the 999 is a Juice WRLD thing. He started that, and I mean the concept was it's like 666 flipped upside down. So it's to remember to take all the negatives in your life and turn them to a positive.
Well, I've got a great story about it. So go ahead.
That symbol, it means change in the Greek alphabet.
Right.
But and I don't know.
Yeah, we have a few things in common because you're speaking to the nerd in me. So yeah.
Kyle's a nerd.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that. I love that stuff.
I don't know enough about it, but I do know that my neighbor's kid, he's 22. He got the 999 tattooed on his leg, right? But when you look at it, it's 666.
Oh, they just spun it.
Yeah. And I'm like, hey, and we'll call his mom Lisa. It's like, hey, Lisa, why does he have 666 on his leg? And she just goes, that's 999. And she went through the whole thing.
You got to underline it, bro. You got to show where the bottom is.
Something right.
I'm like, does he know when he's at the beach that everybody thinks he's got? I'm like, what a bozo. And you got it tattooed on you? What a bozo. That's like, why don't you go get dipshit tattooed on your face, man? I couldn't believe it. I thought, why has he got sick? And even his stepdad, it's like, man, I don't even know what to say anymore. This is the same kid that took his dad's car, used his credit card, and then was like, I don't know what happened. It's like, kid, you're the only one that was home, man.
Right.
So it's been
I don't know why your liquor bottle keeps freezing in the freezer. It's what's going on?
Junior college didn't accept this kid, so so Alabama. So when you're thinking about the stage and jumping up there, have you done anything yet? Have you done an open mic or any of that stuff? Or
No. Like this is a fairly new like goal. I've always wanted to do it, but I literally like it's never crossed my mind before now to actually go and do it. And I'll be honest, one of the things that's holding me back from starting it here is I was doing some work with a local comedian for a while, and we had a falling out, and I know that he's at every damn local comedy club that does open mics. So I really don't want to run into that guy. Right. Yeah, like I'd say the biggest thing that's holding me back is how difficult it is to write a set. Like you can come up with jokes, but to actually write a set and then to have it memorized enough to where you don't have to reference a piece of paper. You don't have to, that just, that seems like a lot to me right now. And to be able to like, I used to write, I made music for like a year and a half, and I could sit down and write a song in an hour, a 3-verse song in an hour, but that's just rhyming. And that's just proving a point. Like to actually write something that's worded and timed comedically, that seems so difficult to me. I could tell stories all day long, but I can't write them and know exactly when to deliver them,
And that's what I found about, because I love comedy. I thought, like we talked about, I thought about the same thing.
And I bought tape recorders. I've done all kinds of stuff to have in my car for when I want to, this would be funny. But you're right, I don't know how people sit in a room, honestly, unless it's a collaboration where all you're doing is you're taping everything and you're throwing out ideas and different scenarios.
Right.
And then you take them and you cut them. But to sit down, like to hear a comedian say, I sat down and I wrote all this out, I'm like, then what? I mean, you wrote it all out. You thought it was funny. I think a lot of my shit's funny. 99% of people don't. It's right there, Kyle. It's right there. It's funny you say it. My brother thinks my brother's listening to the podcast. And he's like, well, Kyle's funny. And I'm like, wait a minute.
His brother's very, very smart.
He's not very smart.
Without knowing him, he's very, very
I have a lot of
smart.
respect for his brother.
Yes.
Well, but now he wants to
really
come
knows
on.
what he's talking about.
Right.
He wants to come on, and I said, you got to figure out who's funny before you get to come on. Right now, you're nobody.
No,
so
I have a buddy who he did stand up for a while. He wrote for SNL for a while.
Wow.
And like I told him a while ago that I was thinking about starting to do it, and he was like, my biggest piece of advice for you is every story you have ever heard anyone tell has now happened to you.
Yep.
right.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
matter if it's true or not.
Right.
Being on stage as a comedian, like you just tell the story as if it's your own. It's not stealing. You're delivering in a certain way. And
That's it. And I've wondered that too, because I listen to like Bill Burr and some of these guys. Like I love Bill Burr, and every time I watch him, I'm like, that's me. He beat me to the punch because I'm a smart. I do the same thing. I watch people and I make fun of them. I mean, I can sit in an airport.
Yeah.
He's got a bit in an airport with a big fat guy rubbing up again, and I thought I've seen it 100 times, and I thought exactly what he's saying. Like, look at this big overgrown gorilla. What's he doing, man? And then he's gonna sit next to you on the airplane. Like, I gotta sit next to this guy. I just saw him smash a Big Mac in his face. You know, so you're right. Everything, and I've tried to do that. And I'm not seriously entertaining the comedy thing, but I have actually. That advice sounds fantastic because I've always wondered that too. I'm like, is that stealing? If you hear about Carlos Mencius, am I taking everybody's shit and calling it my own?
Right.
Right.
No, that's interesting. I'd love for you to keep us posted on that. And man, if there's anything we can do to help, if we.
Absolutely. If nothing else, we're a small audience.
Right.
You could throw it at us.
Yeah. If I write a bit, man, I'll come on and deliver it.
That'd be really fun.
I'll get a group of people together. We'll tell you if you suck or not, right? Honesty's the best policy, right?
Right.
Well, but
as long as your brot's there.
Yeah,
I don't care about anybody's opinion.
He knows what's funny.
Well, I'll give you the backstory on that, Corey. Do you know why my brother can't stand? He's my older brother. I'm the middle child, and I have that syndrome. So his wife thinks I'm the funniest person. If I ever do a show, she's sitting mid-front row, right in the middle, because she laughs at everything, and it drives him crazy. So you didn't parlay that into my nephew. It's his only son who acts exactly like I do, and that's awesome. He's like, it's not funny. It's not funny. And everybody else is going, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. So that's where he's like, man, Kyle is really funny. And I'm like, you just can't admit it.
Right.
You can't admit it. I said, well,
it's just a jab.
So if I tell him I write the jokes, what's he going to say? Well, then Kyle sucks too. You both suck. So it is what it is. But no, it's a great story, man. I love your stuff. If you ever want guests on your show, man, that would be awesome. I'd love to get into a format, just to, if anything else, even if it's a dummy format, so that we can see it, just to participate in it. I think that'd be great. That's how much I think the concept is awesome. It's really awesome.
No, I appreciate that. A lot of times a host can't make it, so we're always looking for guest hosts. And yeah.
Oh yeah, that's an easy phone call then. Yeah. Absolutely. Because one or the other of us, or if not both, it'd be pretty easy. Because this was simple.
Sure.
Hey, now that we know how to turn on a computer, you know what this guy used to make? I always bring a computer down because every podcast person has a computer right in front of them. And I never used it.
Just a prop.
It is a prop. He didn't even turn it on. He just have it open and just look at it while we're sitting here talking to one another.
I'm clicking my mouse going, Kyle, you know what we should do? And he's like, is that even on? I'm like, no. I wrote some paper.
I'm imagining that there are things on the screen.
This could work, Kyle. This could work. I'm telling you, this could work. So in Alabama, are you close to a big city that has some comedy options, or would you have to travel farther away to do it?
There are some local comedy clubs and everything like that. That's probably the smarter place to start because the smaller crowds. But Birmingham's an hour and a half away. Atlanta is 2 hours away. That's probably where I would start. But then again, also another thing is like, I'm in Alabama. I'm from Maryland. I am not Southern. I don't like big pickup trucks.
But that's
I
funny,
don't
man.
hunt.
That's funny.
I don't. But these people.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
These people don't like me. They don't. They don't know how to
assimilate to your
comprehend me.
Right.
Dang Northerner came down here and tried to take our women.
Exactly.
You take Susie. She's crazy.
Deport them back to the north.
I'll tell you a great comedy story. My brother and his wife have a lesbian friend that's a comedian. And so they went to see her one night at a comedy club, and the person that opened did not know that the headliner was a lesbian, and absolutely didn't know that 2/3 of the crowds were friends of hers.
Oh no!
So he's up there, doing jokes, and they're jokes, So it's not, but nobody's laughing at anything. He's just crickets, and he goes, "Man, did I miss something?" And somebody yells, "Yeah, the headliner's a lesbian." So all the gay jokes went flat, and he's like,
"Wrong crowd, man. Read the room."
Yeah,
that would have been some information to know before I started my set. Man.
Some information I needed about 2 hours ago.
So my brother was the only one laughing during the whole show because he's watching this guy get destroyed on stage. It's like,
see, your brother knows comedy.
He does know comedy.
I mean, if the guy would have accepted it, he probably could have turned it into hilarity. Okay, now I'm the joke, right? It's like, why is this guy in front the only one laughing and everybody else is scowling at
Your
me?
brother's like, gold, it's gold.
It's all gold. Keep going, bro. Keep going.
Lean in.
So then evidently the headliner came on and said, "Guys, you gotta be nicer." He didn't know, and he's in the back waving. He's not selling any of his merch tonight, So it's good stuff. But there's stuff like that all over the place with comedy stuff. Comedy today and comedy back in the day. It's cool. I would love to do it, and it takes balls to get up there and do it. So good luck with that too, man. That'd be awesome. But that's.
Have you guys seen Andrew Schultz's stand up on Netflix called Life? It's his newest.
No. But if you've got,
I highly recommend this stand up. I'm not exaggerating. The first 30 minutes or so, I was laughing so hard. My lady and I were laughing. We had to pause it several times because we couldn't stop laughing to listen to more. But then about halfway into the set, he breaks into a story that put me into full-on sobbing tears. I don't cry watching movies. I went from laughing that hard to actually sobbing in a period of 5 minutes.
Really?
It's the most impressive use of a stand-up routine I've ever seen in my life. It's heartwarming. It's hilarious. It's sad. It's invigorating. I couldn't say much more about this special. You got to watch it.
I've heard it's good, but I haven't heard anybody jump on it like that. I've heard it was really good though.
That sounds outstanding.
Yeah.
I definitely will I'm always looking for stuff that's new, especially that's funny if I wouldn't have known halfway through, because I'm an emotional guy. I get emotional about shit too. And my kids are even, every time we watch a show, they look at me and they're like, "Are you crying?" I'm like, "I'm not crying. Stop. I'm not crying. Stop."
That's my dad, bro. I've looked over during a commercial and my dad is crying.
Right.
Like some family just bought a house in a commercial.
Right.
The best part of waking up. Oh my God, she came home for Christmas.
You should have seen how tore up he was about the fade in his sweatshirt. Oh my God, you can barely read it.
I was more.
What is that? What is that?
That's just the high school I went to.
He lives in the past.
How
far back do you have to reach for glory? About 30 years.
I was a big deal back in the day.
That's right. He was kind of a big deal.
I tell my wife every day. She doesn't buy it either.
You really got with a winner, baby.
Babe, do you understand? Well, our anniversary was last week, and I sent her on Facebook. I posted 16 years ago, one of us hit the lottery, and I put, man, I'm glad you like BW3s or you'd have missed your shot. And she comes home and just goes, you put that out there. And I'm like, hey, just call it the way I see it.
You know you're married.
Right.
Keep her right here. That might be a red flag, though. Listening to that may be a red flag.
Right.
He's like, man, this guy's really into himself. I'm bailing. I'm like, after 15 years, you have nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. But, I mean,
Yeah.
that's awesome, man. Appreciate you coming on. Is there anything else you got? You got anything else? You got some good shit. I like it. If you got anything else pops into your head, let us know. I'd love.
Yeah, or just call back and we'll do it again.
Honestly, I think the other most interesting thing that I have to talk about is my time working on reality TV.
Oh, I was going to ask about that. Yes.
Well, you want to hang out or you want to do it?
Okay.
If
you got time, we got time. Yeah, I totally forgot.
Oh, we can
about
do
that.
another episode. I don't care.
No, let's go. I'm in. I want to hear it. Unless do you have time?
Yeah, I'm good. I had just graduated from Full Sail, and for about 6 months I was working this one little sports gig. I held an international softball tournament. I was doing the video for that.
Hey, real quick, I have to laugh because you said Full Sail again, and I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, I just had to admit it.
You thought it was really See what I do?
Well, I thought it was a term that went with, I truly thought when you said, that you graduated honors and everything else, I thought Full Sail was something that, like an adjective that went with it. Not
like a type of degree or whatever.
Yes,
yeah,
and I thought
magna cum laude, Full Sail.
Full Sail. Full Sail means
magna cum laude. Yeah,
right. So that's the kind of idiocy you're dealing with.
Like Full Sail.
So when you said it again, I was like, shit, man, I'm just dumb.
It was in the custodial department. He got a custodial Full Sail. What a goof. See, this is why 13 people listen to our show.
I'm into music and grabbing Full Sail. I'm also into boating. I ran the yacht club.
All right.
Okay. Back to the story. Sorry.
Carl.
Yeah. Sorry.
You're good. So I got this like emergency job lead from my school that I was getting these emails of like, people that are looking for hire. I was sick as a dog. I had like 102-degree temperature, but I had to go to the interview that day. So I take some Dayquil and just get myself up there, lie my way through the interview. Oh, do you know how to multi-clip? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure. Go home, Google everything. And then I showed up the next day, did really, really well. And like, that was literally supposed to be a 3-day gig, just editing what they call test tapes for a new show that they were pitching. And it turned into a 4-year gig. I was a assistant editor, then associate producer. The first big show I worked on was My Big Fat My Big Fat Redneck Wedding.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And, or My Big Redneck Wedding, whatever it was. But those were fun. I actually enjoyed editing those because it wasn't produced. You know what I mean? Like, these people really were getting married. We were paying for this outlandish wedding that they were having with taxidermy lined aisles and whatever. Like, that was fun. I actually enjoyed that. We weren't forcing anyone to do anything. And then, over time, we got other types of shows that needed drama and things like that. And I would be editing, the raw footage, and I would hear like the producer lying to these people about something that the other cast member said, just so they could get them in an interview pissed off and talking about this or whatever. I mean, also watching, I don't know if I should say this, but Tom Arnold was the host of Redneck Wedding.
Okay.
And he'd always like pop up and do his little thing. I would edit the green screen of him doing it or whatever, and that man, bro, he would be doing it. He would walk off shot, right? Like, he would leave camera,
right?
And all I would hear is,
"Oh yeah,
all right, let's go."
He had a sinus infection.
I've heard him talk about that though.
That's
He was coked up at all times.
Up, yeah. Little inhaler
and the whole time he's like, "Are those animals alive? They look alive. Are they alive? I think they're alive."
Oh my God.
I like it.
That's what my question about reality shit was going to be, is how much, I guess it depends on the production team, right? How much you get involved. I mean, if you're sitting in there and it's a dull story, you're like, man, this is the worst. How much do they need to get in, like for Survivor and shit like that? I mean, how much, everybody wonders that, but I mean, you've seen it firsthand. God.
Yeah, like I'll tell you, one of the things that really made me realize that like I got to get out of this was working on this show called Most Eligible Dallas for Bravo, and there is a character named Courtney, and they're trying to pit her against another character named Skylar. But Courtney and Skylar, they get along. Like they were kind of dating the same guy, but they were like not really, like not the way we were portraying it. So they didn't really hate each other. And I hear like this producer talking to Courtney for like 30 minutes, trying to convince her to say like Skylar's a bitch, just go talk shit about Skylar. And Courtney's like, no, I don't want to be represented that way. Like, this is my life. Like, my friends and family are going to be watching this show. I don't want to come off as this bitch.
Right.
So my producer comes into my edit bay and says, I need you to frankencut. And what frankencut is when you take a piece from an interview on May 7th and a piece from an interview on February 3rd and a piece from another time, and you put it together to make it sound like they're saying something they're not. And they basically said, I need you to frankencut Courtney saying that Skylar is a bitch and she did this, this, and this. So I had to go through like 6 months of interviews and find one word.
Make sure she's wearing the same thing.
Make it sound smooth. And then no, because that's the thing is like, they're just going to run a piece of the scene over that interview. You're not going to see her speaking in the interview.
Okay.
So no one will ever know. And it really, like, it was just that level of manipulation where I got to the point of like, this is really not what I want to be doing with my film degree. You know what I mean? It was, and like, I got an opportunity to do wedding videos back home in Maryland. This was when I was still in Orlando, so I took that to leave there. But reality TV is everything that you think it is not. Right. You know what I mean? Right. And worse. Like just imagine what you think it is and multiply that by about 5, and that's what it's actually like.
I mean, with your experience in that, do you think like those producers? I would guess not all of them start like manipulating assholes, right? But over the course of time, do you get hardened to that where you're like, man, we got to make this work, so we got to figure something out, right?
By the time you get to the level of story producer, which is like that level of people that are talking to the cast members, it's kind of like being president, right? Like you can't get to be president without being corrupt at some point. Right. Like you've gotten. You've been a senator for this many years. You've worked this many years in this job. Like if you, and especially those guys, those story producers, they're making $800-900 a day, $1,000 a day. So like to get to that level, they've already established that like I'm gonna give you what you want. I don't care what I got to do to get it.
Gotcha.
And you stood by your guns. I'm a full sale man. That's not the way we get down.
We go full sale. That's right. We don't stop at our integrity.
Kyle's a for sale guy.
Right. I'm a little more for sale, right?
Hey, what do you need me to do? Yep, I'm in.
You got $5?
I only need 2, but you got 5? I'll do it. I'll tell you a funny story. So a friend of mine and I used to do a charity golf outing around Halloween. And we used to have people dress up in costumes. So you're talking, we give a prize. So you had some pretty risque stuff. You had some good. I mean, one year we had. You remember you may not know the race car driver Tony Stewart. Hits a guy and kills that kid up in New York, right? In a sprint car race. Well, one of my buddies' brothers shows up in a NASCAR outfit with a dummy strapped to his golf cart. And every time he drives, the body's flipping. I'm like, that's pretty funny, inappropriate, pretty funny. So we do this we were doing this at that point at a golf club by my house. Well, they also do weddings, right? So we do this on a Saturday, and we did not know this. This was not planned by us. This was not planned by the golf course. This was not planned by the show. They were filming Bridezillas that day. I mean, so imagine this. You show up, you're the bride. She's already a pain in the ass. And she shows up, and there's 85 people in costumes, drunk as
Someone
shit.
did that on purpose.
Right.
I promise you, someone did that on purpose.
Yeah, someone was just laughing and going like this.
They found out that event was that day, and they were like, I know what we're doing.
I mean, it was,
everybody show up.
It was, we got there, and people start showing up, and the guy that's at the golf course is like, oh, by the way, because we could see it was set up for a wedding, and we're like, when's the wedding? They're like, oh, it's at 4, you guys will be done. Well, they all start showing up, and we're still having our post party where everybody's, you have free alcohol all day. It is a shit show. I mean, the awards ceremony is an absolute. We got people that will go up there, take a shot of Jaeger, and then knock over the mic stands. I mean, it was a shit show. So he's like, they're filming Bridezillas, and I'm like, today? I said, are they going to be pissed? He goes, well, the producers aren't going to be pissed. They're going to love this. So there is an episode. I'm not in it, but there's an episode in Bridezillas where this girl's walking around bitching and moaning about something, and it's our golf outing, and everybody, of course, is trying to stick their. I would like to see the uncut footage, the unedited shit of, because I know all the guys that are in this, and I imagine that if I got that footage, it's funnier than probably even what they portrayed on it, because
what you could do with that footage.
Oh my god! But I mean
that producer sent that guy in the NASCAR uniform with the golf cart.
Oh,
he paid for that.
Well, we had. I mean, that every year that guy showed up in something that was right on the line of inappropriate, and it's like, guys, and it's it being a charitable event. It's like, so we're giving a check to the charity, and here's this guy driving around and like, do we want to be associated with these idiots, man? But I thought it was pertinent because you start talking about that, and I said, oh my god, I totally forgot that we were on an episode of Bridezillas.
That's funny. No, that's a good story.
And we were asking people
that show.
We were asking people about it. We're like, man, is she really a bitch, or is it? And they're like, no, she's really. She wasn't even planning it up. Like, she was a bitch, and when she showed up, evidently all hell broke loose. Like, what is this? Like, she thought she was set up, which you may have been. We weren't in on it.
I really think she was.
We weren't in on it, so I was happy to. I wonder if they're still married. That's what I want to go see. That poor son of a bitch that married her. Right? He's on redneck weddings now. He's like, I'm out of here.
I never thought about that. Like,
where are they now?
The grooms on Bridezilla. Right. What are you thinking?
I mean, red flag galore on that shit. If your wife wants to go on that, you're like, wait a minute, you're going to turn on the biggest day of our life. You're going to
qualify for this? Never mind.
You're going to turn into the biggest bitch on earth on the best day of our life. That means every day after is going to be awful. I mean, why would I sign up for that shit? But
that's wild.
God, that's hilarious.
The only thing that I can kind of do that inappropriate. So I might have mentioned my dad's been a quadriplegic for 40 some years, right? And for a stint, we had a huge Halloween party, and I'm talking hundreds of people. It was huge, right? And
ramps.
Yeah, there were ramps, a couple. But anyway,
because it'd be mean.
Dad would show up dressed as Superman. The Christopher Reeve.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
you got
absolutely
the 10
amazing.
people that don't know the joke, and they're like, "That's not funny." That's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Well, the first year he did it, because it's all an older crowd, they all know, and they just lost their minds.
Winner.
You win.
Now stand up
for sure.
Out of that chair, you son of a bitch. Right. So the last thing I'll say about all that is one of our best friends, he was in a chair, and he's a quad too. And so my wife, when the first time she meets all the gang, right? The thing about, most people that are in a chair, Kyle and I have discussed it because his dad, we all know people, is, after a while, they just want to be treated the same, right? So the way that my dad and his buddies, got through it all was they just made jokes about it. So, Larry was always, and he was good with it. Everybody knew it. Well, my wife, we go to a Christmas party with all these people, and my wife, sees him in the chair, and he's at the table, and I come up to introduce him, and I said, hey, this is Krista, and somebody at the table goes, Larry, are you going to get up? And he's like, oh, and she looked at me horrified, right? Horrified. She pulls me aside and goes, oh my God, they're so mean to him. I go, are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Because every joke was like that. Like, he'd run over people's feet in his wheelchair, and people would be bitching at him. I mean, it took her time to be like, God, you guys treat that poor man. I said, that poor man is fine.
He's okay.
I said, wait till everybody gets drunk, and he gets drunk, and he's riding people around drunk on his wheelchair. Right. I mean, it happened every time. Every time. And she's like, well, and because of that friendship support, I mean, most people in a chair, their life expectancy is 5 to 7 years, right? This guy lived to be 75 years old. So, I mean, part of the inspiration keeps those people, keeps their spirits up and all that stuff. But yeah, that's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. But
For sure.
That's it for today's episode. But before you go, ask yourself this. What's your unplanned story? Because here on Unplanned Approach, we don't script the chaos, we celebrate it. Real people, real moments, real life plot twists that no one saw coming. Whether it was a chance encounter, a missed train, or a wild pivot that changed everything. We want to hear it. Got a story that deserves the mic? Hit us up. Submit yours at unplannedapproach.com or find us on socials at Unplanned Approach. Until next time, stay spontaneous, stay real, and never underestimate going in without a plan. This is Unplanned Approach, where the detour is the destination.